Welcome to the November 2025 Ask the Wizards. Dave Young here, and Daniel's teaching private academy today, so he's busy in the classroom at the tower. Paul Boomer's off doing client business, but I scrounged up Stephen Semple to hang out with us today and answer a few questions. Stephen is a adjunct faculty at Wizard Academy, taught the Bold Idea Day back in August, and more plans for teaching in the future. And honestly, this looks like the name of the show should be Two Old Guys with Goatees. Answer questions from people. But I'm glad you could join us, Stephen. Oh, by the way, also Stephen Semple of Empire Builders podcast fame.
Yeah, there's somebody else on that
This
one.
is your
So this is just
opportunity,
like a
Stephen,
podcast.
to step in.
To say also, and I do it with Dave Young.
Yeah. So if you don't listen to the Empire Builders podcast, give it a
You
search.
should. Yeah,
It's
you
fun. We
should.
talk
It's
about business
awesome.
building. Well, let's get right to the questions today. We got 3 questions, and I think almost everybody that asked a question is right here with us. The first one.
I think Dave, at this point, they've probably figured out that we have not rehearsed this.
Oh no, there's no rehearsing. That's not a thing. Glenn from Calgary right now. Glenn's not with us, but let's just answer Glenn's question anyway. This time of year, many of the businesses we either call on or have currently on the air are planning their marketing for 2026. What are the top 3 attributes of radio marketing do you describe to your current clients and prospects to increase their budget allocation for radio, for the year ahead? A year ahead. Stephen, you want to jump on that one?
Sure. And I see this as being kind of really 2 questions. Because the first question is, what are the top 3 attributes of radio marketing? And then the next one is about increasing the budget. So I sort of see those as 2, in my mind, 2 separate questions. So the first one, I think that is really the most powerful, is the whole idea, what are the 3 attributes to radio? So when we're talking to a client about doing radio, what are the 3 things? So in my mind, here's the 3. The first one is radio is an amazing medium for being able to build repetition. In other words, you guys can build these campaigns. We're able to reach the same person on a continual, ongoing basis over a long period of time. And a lot, billboard, you can do that with billboards, you can do that with TV. Almost impossible to do in social, very hard to do in digital. And so that's a real powerful, very, very powerful thing. And look, we could talk all day about the importance of repetition, but that to me is a really big key. The second really big key with radio is radio, when it's done right, if you have highly entertaining ads, can grab the attention of people before they need you. So I can win their heart, I can win them over long before they need me, so that when they need me, I'm already top of mind. I'm not competing for that top of mind in the moment that the triggers happens that turn them into a customer. And then the third one is there is this real, that kind of links to the second one, is there's this real power in audio, because again, if it's entertaining and if it's got good hooks in it, it cannot be ignored.
Yeah.
You can create ads that are unignorable. So if it's unignorable, I can reach people before they need them and turn them into customers, and I can build great repetition. That's really hard to beat in any other medium.
Well, and I would add to that, when you're talking about defending the budget for radio, right? Now we always and I think our folks in radio, and the majority of the people on Ask the Wizards are in the radio industry in one way or another. And I feel like one of the values we bring is that we're not, right? We're not in the radio industry. We're in the advertising consulting industry and education. And so our views are always going to be maybe a little less biased, because we're always going to be looking out for the business owner or the client. And I would say the one of the best things you can say to keep them on radio is that, yes, you're going to keep talking to that same audience. You own them. Don't cut back on that. Don't cut back, because An audience doesn't stay reached, right? You can coast. It takes a lot of fuel to get the plane up to altitude, and the second you shut off the engines, you don't crash. You
Correct.
coast, you glide, and you'll eventually hit the ground. And so if you cut it off altogether, it's not going to happen right away, right? The issue is like if somebody said, "Well, I stopped radio advertising today and or last week, and nothing's happened so far, so obviously it wasn't working." Well, that's not true, and it's just also not true that ad dollars that you spend today are going to you're going to see benefit from them, instantly. So the defense of radio is don't lose that audience you've already invested in. You've invested in them. You have to keep investing in them, or you're going to lose the ground that you've already gained. And then like increasing the budget allocation is just upping that frequency, or upping the reach, if you will. You can do that in a couple different ways. You can buy more ads on more day parts, or you can buy more radio stations, right? And I think the real challenge is most small businesses in most towns don't have the advertising dollars to do some kind of mass media allocated budget. Like you put all your eggs in one basket and guard it. Don't say, well, I'm gonna hedge my bets by spending a little on radio, a little on that magazine, and some in newspaper, and maybe I'll buy a billboard. And you end up so diluted that
Yeah, none of it punches.
you're not gonna be effective in any of the mediums. And so, man, the last thing you should cut is radio.
There's an interesting point that you bring up that I just want to expand on. There's actually two. And one is this continually reaching existing customers. Many businesses come to us and go, well, I want to do a mailer to stay in touch with my old customers. And I go, well, if we've done radio campaigns and that's our primary
Hmm.
advertising device, and we brought people in through that, and we know because it was our primary advertising advice, we are staying in touch with our existing customer. Radio
Yeah.
has that secret advantage that we may not need to do that mailer. But the other thing is, what I'm talking to customers about is not increasing the radio budgets this year, although I have a number who are. But my feeling is that I think there's a potential next year for there to be some softening in the economy. And this is the thing I'm talking to customers about. And what I'm preparing them for is is avoiding the temptation of cutting their budget.
Yeah.
Because here's the secret advantage we get if we maintain our budget when things slow down. Because what the competitors will do is they will cut their budgets, which means I will get me and my customers will get an automatic lift of share of voice
Hmm.
when everybody else goes a little bit quiet and we maintain. And I'm preparing people for the fact that, look, here's what you're going to see. You're going to start seeing your competitors reducing their spend, potentially cutting back, and we will win by holding our ground.
Yeah. That's just math. It literally is just
Yeah.
you have a higher share of voice by fewer of your competitors being on the air at the same time. Well, I hope that handles Glenn's question. Thanks for sending that in, Glenn. Let's go.